homies. Welcome back. It's your boy Ryushin, the Dragon King, Dragon Sage mode. First time trying that out. Sounds kind of weird, but I'll get used to it. Anyways, I'm gonna bring you guys the super heavy samurai Swordsoul Zefra Tenyi deck profile that I've been piloting for a while now, and people have been asking for. So let's go ahead and get into that. I do play 60 cards. I do not play less, and I don't think I will ever. And I've played the game since it came out, so I'm pretty much a Yugi boomer. So there's that. Um, anyways, gonna get right into that shit then. So here's pretty standard stuff. Here's three motorbike, which is pretty good to get into your Danglong Chao Feng plays. It's probably the strongest engine that you have, one card combos, and can lead into your other engines. So that's pretty cool. It's a level 2 tuner. You can bring it back with Baxia. It can also increase its own level to make itself a level 4 tuner. So it's got a lot of utility in this deck, and that's why I like it a lot as well. And then next up we got 3 Wakaushi. He's a lot better than the other guy because he does not have to eat Ash. So he's pretty cool, and he after you get rolled on your Benki search into Soul Horns, you can still continue to play, and I do have a video up for that. So that's pretty simple. Wakaushi is not very much to be explained on that. It's a level 4 tuner. It's a pendulum, which is a high scale that helps my my build. I think that's about all I have to cover on that, other than he's a one card combo as well. So there's that. That's it for the super heavy samurai engine. It's not much to go about on that. And then here we have the Swordsoul engine, which is pretty standard. I think 3 Ecclesia. It's a good going first, better going second card. Just sucks versus Ash, but other than that, it's a great card that can get into the pieces that you don't have when you don't have Emergence. So I do like it. It's also a level 4 tuner, so it helps make your level 10 plays, level 8 plays. It's cool. 3 Moe. What do I have to say? It's like Alistair, normal summon, and people know what it does. You better imperm that shit. So he's pretty cool. I mean, draw 1, chain block with Chichao. It's just a pretty decent card, I guess. I like him, but not as much as Taya. Taya will be probably my favorite card ever. Can 1 card OTK. It's great. Just Emergence makes him even greater. Summoning it off of Yazi. There's all types of ways to get him out. Shaman. It's just, he's my favorite one, honestly, hands down. I only play 1 copy of Long Yuan, so you guys can, I'll explain right now why. I only play 1 because this is a pendulum build, not so much a pure Swordsoul Tenyi build. I prefer to not discard my cards if I can't grab them back right away, So I want to actually grab my scales with Emergence off Chichao, because that's how I'm actually making this deck consistent. Chichao and Denglong have become my Electromites. So he's also searchable off Circle. So, I mean, it's not terrible. It's like playing 4 copies of him. It's pretty cool. I do play 1 copy of the Abyss Dragon Swordsoul, because the card's actually pretty good. My bad, guys. Smoked a bit too much before this. I can actually make him live with my own Oracle, and you can dump him off Taie, making a Draco Berserker, so that you can actually banish your own field spell and have something to clear off the board with this guy while you get rid of 1 card in hand, so he becomes a lot better. I mean, Sinister will trigger him, Changing will trigger him, there's a lot of ways to trigger him. So he's pretty cool. He's actually really cool. 3 Emergence, Rhoda, duh. But my reasoning for actually wanting to put all these decks together is because of the second Rhoda part. It says if you control a synchro monster, you can add any worm monster instead. So I'm actually usually going to be using it for scales, because getting counter traps is a lot better when you can already make your monsters along the way. You know what I mean? So That's what I use it for. I'll always go Oracle. Um, Go ahead and make Danglong Chi Chao or vice versa. And then if I don't have the fucking missing piece, well, then here we go. Emergence will grab it, and then you can go ahead and Pendulum Summon anyways. And of course, Blackout. Blackout's cool. None too much to cover over it. It pops 2 cards. Pairs actually really well with Zefra New. So you can actually get 3 pops when you go pop your own Zefra New. Off this, pop 2 opponent's cards on res. Zefra New will search for Zefra War. And if you have 2 Zefra Scales, it's actually live to activate in hand during your opponent's turn. So you can pop one of your own scales, pop another card. So it becomes a pop 3. So this is a lot better in this deck, I believe. And banishing it off Chi Chao under Droll is actually really cool because you can still go ahead and get to, I believe, 2 level 10s and a level 8. So I do have that video up as well. That's the Swordsoul engine. Pretty cool. Pretty standard shit. And then here's where things get spicy, actually. I play a heavy Zefra package, which is actually my core of the deck, and this is what I actually use to win games with most of the time. To solidify games and win turn ones is this core right here. So we'll be playing 3 Zephyrath. I lost Electromite a long time ago, RIP, you know. She'll come back eventually, just like Jesus. Anyways, this is the next best thing, which will adjust its scale depending on which Zephyr scale you send face up to your extra till the end of the turn, so you can modulate it from 1 to 7. And when paired along with the low scale Big Benki, you are also free to Pendulum Summon anything you want, since you can leave your Wakaushi up here. And you're going to opt to Pendulum Summon Zephyr New always, so you can search a counter trap. So that's why the 2 engines work really good. This complements the other guys. They don't conflict whatsoever. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's a good card. It's a great card. And then, obviously, Zephyr New, he's the heart and soul of the deck. Him plus level 4 tuner go into level 10s. Him plus Jiao 2, who's a level 2, can get you into your entire social engine if you don't have it. Making Chi Chao with this guy and getting a counter trap along the way. Zefrath is great. Goes into this guy goes into the trap. Oh, Providence into the trap. So Wrath alone is gonna go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, like +3 with this guy if you get a scale. So that's a pretty good deck thing. Even though I'm playing 60, it always works out. 3 is a Froxy. He's very good. He's gonna be making Zephyr New a tuner on Pendulum Summon, so you can go ahead and, like I said, synchro for your 10s. When you do that, you can actually go ahead and make Sinister first now with your level 4, and then you can go ahead and synchro with anything else and draw, since that's kind of like RTG Hyper Librarian. And this plus this usually is just a Earth Chow Fang, which is pretty good versus Fenrir, I guess. So that's not terrible. But yeah, it's our low scale, searchable off of Emergence, Circle, and Denglong. So pretty consistent shit. 1 Suwani. This is the the reason why we're playing this deck, this format, and the next. Denglong on summon search, normal summon, and make Chao Feng is gonna go ahead and prevent your opponent from activating any fire and light effects for the rest of, as long as it's face up. So we got a white VFD. That means you're negating Nibiru, Effect Veiler, and Ash Blossom. Plus, I don't know, a plethora of other cards along the way. So feel very good and solid with that choice. This card's great as hell. I'm not gonna cut it anytime soon. It also has a second effect where if he's face up on the board during your opponent's turn, you can go ahead and synchro using just Yangzing materials. So if you have a Baroness face up, your Danglong's already floated and left this guy face up, you can go ahead and on opponent's standby phase, tag out your Baron back into the Danglong, and you can synchro with the Baron and the Suwani into the Fire and Light Lock Chao Feng on your opponent's turn. So there's other routes to get to that. It's very, very cool. Here's a Jiao 2, level 2 tuner. It's dark. And I guess I really just use it to go ahead and get into uh, Chichao. Either pendulum summon it and synchro with Zefra New. You search counter trap, get into Chichao, get into the other engine without even normal summoning. And I can also opt to dump it off of Danglong to adjust its level and also synchro with Zephyr New and float and continue. So it's not bad. I like that. I use it with Baxia as well to bring back and pop a scale or such and synchro into level 10 to make a more opposing board after already clearing cards and such. So he's really cool. 3 Zephyr Providence. Um, searches any Zephyr card and has a second effect where if any of your Zephyr face-up cards would be destroyed, you can banish it instead to save it. So this just like Emergence and Circle can all just be banished out of the grave to still free up your super heavy samurai engine if you've been interrupted. So it's not. They're all great. They all complement each other. They don't conflict, and that's why I'm going with this build. 3 Oracle of Zefra. We're gonna play this because it's the second best thing after Providence. Searches any Zefra monster, and then it has a second effect where if you synchro with one of your Zephyr monsters, you can stack 1 card to the top of the deck. Now, if you happen to make a Sinister and then synchro afterwards, after the stack, you can basically draw into whatever monster you want. So I've been doing that lately to search hand traps, and there's a combo I'll have up for that soon too. The traps we do play, 9 Pillars, cool. You can search it off Danglong, off Zephyr New. What the pure Swordsoul and the super heavy Swordsoul deck are playing this for, I don't know if they don't float into one and they have to leave the Danglong up. So that's pretty weird. This deck can really play around that because you can freely use your Danglong and materials and you'll still be able to pendulum summon and have a Yangzing monster face up, or the opponent doesn't even read cards right usually, and you can have one face up in your scale. And I've had it happen during tournament where a branded player would opt to clear my pendulum monster and then activate an effect, and I just went ahead and pillars that freaking mirror jade out the game, and he thought I needed a monster to resolve it, but it says cards, so it's even spicier. 1 Divine Strike, pretty cool. When you don't have a Zefra on board and you're going to sink it away to have it face up, this is what you search for. Zephyr War, we play this because it's basically Scrap Dragon from hand, one of the last real hand traps. If you have 2 active Zephyr Scales face up, you can activate this from your hand. Pop any face up Zephyr card. Could also be your Oracle of Zephyr and 1 card your opponent controls. So even just pendulum summoning Zephyr Note will get you 9 pillars, and this, so it would be at least 2 interrupt for just 1 pendulum summon, so it's not bad. So that's the Zephyr engine. It's pretty big, my favorite. And here's my Ashina and Tenyi package. So 3 Ashina, you need them. 2 Vishuddha, you need them. 1 Shatana. Must have for combos because you're going to need at level 4 sometimes to summon off Shatana so you can continue to grind and get into your engines. Also pairs really well with the Blackout, like everybody knows. 2 Adhara, just in case I do hard open it. I don't mind normal summoning and getting into a Denglong, and then I can pendulum summon and extend. So I like that card. I didn't want to play 3 though once I added the super heavy samurai engine to this, because then I just felt like I would brick on too many 2-card combos. 1 Mare. I love this card after adding it and putting up that video where I can show you how to OTK and clear 3 cards, draw 2 cards. In the video, I made a mistake of popping my own Baxia, where you can actually just scale your Zefraxi, pop that. But the Baxia needs to come up in your extra monster zone, and then you're at 11,000 damage. Yeah, so there's that. Along with that last engine, we do play 3 Heavenly Dragon Circle. I just changed my list with this. I cut the 3 Ghost Mourner for this since I, in testing, did not like Ghost Mourner actually. It was terrible to draw as a 6 card. It was not that great to have as one of my 5 cards, honestly. I felt like it was a lot better going second to time and, killing monsters and just life point stuff. So it is a lot better because you can go ahead and bait stuff with your super heavy engine. and that gets negated or whatever, Ash, and stopped. And then you can normal summon, and then they're gonna Valor you, and then now you have a way to continue, and you can still banish this next turn and free up your super heavy engine. So I really like this better than Mourner now. And the only hand traps I do play are 3 Ash and 3 Valor, because Branded is whack and Valor is cool. It's a level 1 I can synchro with to make Chicho and any of the Tenyis. Ash is just Ash. And they're all searchable. These cards are searchable off of Chuffing on Destruction with Pillars. So you can also stack them to the top of your deck with Oracle and Sinister. So that's pretty cool. Those are my hand traps. Onto the extra deck. Playing 3 Monk. I don't think I have to explain any of that, really. Cool vanilla. 1 Shaman. It's great now that I know it's protected via Chuffing. So that's really, really cool. 1 Danglong. The Beast himself. He's my favorite card. You can go ahead and do 3 things with him. He's broken. He's Electromite right now. Going to search any of my scales or trap, adjust level, Foolish Burial. He's the shit. 1 Yazi to clear boards and combo with, going first and second via Barone and Mermer, or you can just OTK. 2 Chicha consistency. He's also Electromite, getting into Emergence and then searching scales. Valor on the opponent's turn is pretty cool after. 1 Draco Berserker. This card's great. He's really been helping me OTK. The fact that you can also link it away into a Monk and go ahead and free up your Tenyi plays is actually pretty cool when you actually Gamma somebody. And then you can continue to actually play. You can make a Draco Berserker and link it away and then do Tenyi stuff too. So people are like, what are you going to do with the Gamma once it's summoned? If you don't play Omega and stuff, well, you can make this guy and you can still just bring this back off Shaman too. 2 Baxia. I use 1 to go first, 1 to go second. It's cool. Clears 2 cards. Monster Revival, so you can go ahead and synchro into 10 via Jatu and stuff. Or 9, sometimes Chuffing. You can go ahead and negate Nibiru that old school way, you know. 1 Xiao Feng, the heart and soul of this deck now for the next couple formats. White VFD on legs, boys. There's nothing more to say. Your opponent cannot activate anything that has the same attributes as the Yang Zing monsters you synchroed with to make it. So right now we're doing Fire and Light. So there goes Fire King, there goes Snake Eye, there goes Rescue Ace, there goes Voiceless Voice, half of Branded. You guys can do the homework on the rest, you know? I played Chain Gang, though he's probably my least made extra deck monster, honestly, unless I have a trap to pair with him to make him that much better. But yeah, he's become a lot less cool after cutting Desires for the build, so yeah. Long Yuan. I don't think I have much to cover over the guy other than he's tits. TG Hyper Librarian applies a great deal of pressure, up to 36 damage, I believe, on the opponent's turn if made with Long Yuan. Banishing the opponent's spells, traps, monsters, also the ones in Grave when they activate the effects is cool, like the original and shit. So he's really, really good. And wins me a lot of games, actually. And the last honorary worm is going to be Baron de Fleur, because you need him to combo with, protect your combos, and lead into Chuffing on opponent's turn. There's the extra deck. Side deck's going to be pretty simple. Probably change it up a bit. Play 1 Agave Dragon, because in time, burning, yeah, I know we got burn cards, but the opponent's not going to be ready for you to go ahead and combo into a bunch of monsters, and you can run the clock, milk that shit, and then this guy says you just gain 400 for each worm in your grave, so what are they going to do, you know? There's that. So that's pretty nasty and pretty dirty, but like, this is worst cowboy for game. 3 Shifter, because we can play under it, play through it, and Fire King and other stuff can't, so we have to, you know, be dirtbags about it, I guess. One Bestial Magma. This Crow is actually supposed to be a Destrudo, so that you can side into making one card OTKs easier with Yazi. You can hand trap your opponent, search Destrudo, and then make Yazi bluff that stuff out, and then continue to try your plays. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm gonna pick one up off my homie actually. One Crow, because it's also a good card that they can't really play around. So you can just hit whatever you want. Flame Burge, IP. What is that one? The Poplar, I think, is the good one. Stuff like that. So Crow's gonna be good. 3 Ghost Bell, because you don't want Princess Flame Burge bullshit. I'd rather just not have that happen today. It's a good card, this format. Nib is pretty decent, this format. So you can just clear their stuff and they make a suboptimal board and whatnot. And then I'm siding uh, Driver Gamma because I need to protect the super heavy samurai stuff. I need to not be drolled. And then, like I said, these guys can lead into Draco Berserker, link the Draco Berserker away into a Monk, and then continue your Tenyi and other stuff plays. So that's what I have right now. We'll have more videos and stuff up soon. So please let me know if you guys hit that like and subscribe on the way out. Yeah. A ratos.